it cannot be a hostile environment. Both ways. Because too many people say, well, I'm this and this and that, and I'm being attacked. It's like, no. You need to get the full story.
Mm-hmm.
Like that protest yesterday, all those things that came out of the University of Missouri were not true. They said, well, he tried to hit me in the car. He jumped in front of the president's car. The swastika was never intended towards the African-American students. They don't know. It could have been some crazy person. The KKK was never going to go to that campus, but the student body president posted that to scare people. Then he had to retract his statement. So all of that it's all a facade. So, and that's the other thing. Know all the facts before you make a decision of that caliber and say, well, we're going to do this on something that's not true. The president did make some mistakes, but a lot of the things that were elevated to a different level, and then that student that went on the hunger strike, he's not a poor student. His father is going to make $8 million this year. He did not come from need, but yet he portrayed himself as a need person, that he came from poverty.
Mm-hmm.
That's their stories, and that's what they were pushing, to get empathy from other people. But now it's all coming out. Well, that's not true, that's not true, that's not true, that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Because when it's not factual, then it's like, okay, then why do we have all this going on? But that's the truth. That was their 4 points for their platform. That's what people were talking about. That's what became the hot thing in the media. Well, he's gone on a hunger strike. Well, now you got the football team engaged, and we got this engaged. And in fact, when they had the protest at the University of Missouri, when they had allies from all different races, they said, nope, we just want the black people here. That came out today too. That it was an exclusive to the black community.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want anybody else there. Well, then don't say you want support and then say, well, no, we don't want you. You can go over there. We don't want you to be in the picture. We don't want your face over here. This is our show, but support us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a double standard, and it's like, well, that doesn't work. It all comes out. It all comes out. People are going to research the data. They're going to find, well, you know what? Bam, 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 bam.
Mm-hmm.
So people are too easily swayed, and then they get these things down to social media, and they're like, oh, well, hell, I'm pissed off because they've done this to my friends, and this is the way they're treated. Well, you better find out the facts before you start planning things, before it starts making you an aggressor and puts you in the wrong light.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of it. Ignorance is bliss, but not a legal defense in the state of Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Because now that student body president is liable because he put in a false claim that the Klan was coming. The MU police searched it and they said, where are they? No such thing, no such viable threat. That guy said, well, the president tried to run me over. He jumped in front of the car. It wasn't that he aimed for him. So it's like he was trying to avoid him. So I know the president might have made some mistakes. It should have been more accessible.
Mm-hmm.
But suddenly it became a point of attack. And people too easily jump to assumptions. You assume something, it's going to make an ass out of you and me both. And that's very prevalent. And those kind of attacks, I said, people should be complaining. Most are us. Half of this country was ours and they took it. Nobody says a damn thing about that. We got Latinos being lynched more than black people were in the South. Still to this day. Everybody's like, oh, well, Black Lives Matter. Well, I understand that. What about everybody else? What about our pain? What about our suffrage? What about our loss? I'm not sitting here asking for reparation. I want the same opportunities for everybody else. It's that simple.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're going to get a platform, you better damn well make sure it's the right platform. And that's what concerned me about yesterday. I mean, I like solidarity, I like the support, but you better know what you're supporting.
Mm-hmm.
And too many people are too easy to go off on tangents, and then it becomes a hostile environment. Mm-hmm. And that's my concern with the MRC. It's a hostile environment to anybody that's not black. And they articulate that very well. I walk in there and they look at me like I owe them money. It's like, I don't owe you shit. And I don't have to tolerate that.
Mm-hmm.
That's disrespectful. And they don't even know me. The ones that do, hopefully know better.
Mm-hmm.
So when people start shooting off their mouth, well, we don't trust you, and we certainly don't trust him. I don't know who the hell you are. Do you think this stuff doesn't get to me? It all comes to me.
Mm-hmm.
I've got eyes and ears all over the place. So that's the other concern. Is like, you're going to be recognized for who you hang out with. It's that simple. You're known by the company you keep. And that'll carry you till the way you die. And that's prevalent. Right, wrong, or indifferent, that's how it is.